All right, let's get this party started right. Kelly's gonna start out. All right. Eric.
Am I starting or is Kelly starting? I know it's going
Actually, let's start out talking about the accountability.
Kelly's starting. Eric.
We're having a prayer. We're having a prayer.
Dear Lord,
Amen.
bless this meeting.
Kelly's too busy doing a jig over there. Get with it, Kelly.
So I downloaded for accountability. I am going to share. It's called Airtable. It's an app, and I'll send it to you for your accountability. It actually shows, and I'll have to show it to you. It actually keeps things pretty organized, and you can see if they have been notified or whatever. So it has their milestones in it. It'll have their birthday in it. It'll tell you. It has their emails, their phone numbers, everything. So if you just click on it, it'll say Megan Adams. I gave them to Dallin just so I could play with it. It shows what milestone they have, who's their accountability coach. It'll show everything. Airtable, I'll invite you to it, and then I'll.
So the cool thing about it is it's an app that's you can use on your iPhone or your phone for those non-iPhone users.
Right. It's for everybody.
It's for everybody.
And I like it a little better and it's cleaner than Google Docs because it's like a collaborated. Jesse, what is
Or
it?
them themselves. Nice.
Is this what do you want me to send it to? Jesse King 4?
Yep.
So I just sent it to Dallin to kind of practice to see if it was something. I like it. You can look on your computer and it looks like a Google spreadsheet, or you can click on it and it just keeps all the content all in one spot. Have you played with Airtable a little bit?
Well, that's what they use.
That's what we're using for
that's
the
right.
challenge.
So see right here.
And I like it how it has. You can look at a single record.
And then it has their
Or
name.
you can look at the table with
everything
all
that
the
you
different
know,
records.
They're at 50, who it is. You can type in their goals. I have, you can put a picture of them. I can put those in if you guys want. I can put notes in there, or you put notes, say they're out of town, they're sick, they're injured. It has everything in it, and I like that it's not just a spread that goes clear across. You can actually click on yeah. So then it kind of has all the information. I think it'll be really helpful. We'll try that out this time, and I will be adding people to your list, your table. So like Dallin he clicks on it and you can see all his people. So, and he just has to click on it. But then when it comes, anything you guys do on your side, I can see on mine, and I can see if you have contacted him for the month. So I have drop downs for milestones. I have little tabs for if you've noticed them, or said for February, you've contacted them, you've been in touch with them. You just click that little radio button and it swipes it over.
And we'll adjust it as we need to if we find things work. Because here's.
So like I click Bonnie, so I can just scan through and see. Oh, yep, Julie contacted Bonnie already this month. Do you know what I'm saying?
So it will
see.
show if
Yeah.
someone else contacted them.
Yeah. So like you're contacting them for
Right.
you. So I'm giving Bonnie to you.
Got it.
And so Bonnie's one of your people that you'll be in contact, and I can see, you'll just go in and you'll click that you've been in contact with her this month. So I can see a visual representation who's been contacted and who hasn't.
Across the board.
Across the board. And then if you've been in contact with them, not just like, hey, how are you, and no response. I don't want you to say, yep, that's done. It needs to be more than that. It needs to be a contact here in the gym. You can talk to them. Like Dallin today is like, hey, did you get my email today? Or da 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 da. Like, it's something, I know. It's something that we're not just sending out an email, how are you, and then no response. That's not what we're going for.
So, and here's what we're going for. Personalized coaching to motivate and hold you accountable.
Right.
Weekly check-ins with your accountability coach to make sure progress is being made towards their desired results. Through accountability coaching, we show you what you're capable of doing and help you reach your fitness potential. So it's more than just a check mark.
Right.
It's we want to show people that we really care for them.
And we've had several people in the last month say, whose gym actually calls them when they're sick, or whose gym actually wishes them happy birthday, or whose gym actually notices that they're not here. like Larry and Christy, I haven't seen them for a little while, so they need to be reached out for. But who, you know, we notice people and we want them to know that we see you. And it's not just a quick text, it's everything. It's personal, it's in front, it's like, it's not me saying, oh, I've already contacted Eric via text, so I'm gonna talk to Dallin today and ignore Derek. See, I call him Derek too, Eric.
But that's it. Eric and Derek is different.
I just like the name Derek. Anyway, so it needs to be more intentional and more like just that we see them and that it's more. So like I don't send the same text every month. I think that looks repetitive and it looks like it's not thoughtful. So like if I notice like Christy, hey, I missed you this month, and if they still didn't, they will say, oh, we were sick, blah, 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 and they still didn't come a couple weeks later, I don't say, hey, we missed you this month. I say, how are you feeling? Or did you guys get better? Or sometimes I always break the ice and say, I hope you're at someplace warm, or I hope you have someplace that, you know, it's something just to get them talking. Or I could say, hey, I just wanted to let you know I haven't seen you for this week, and these are some of the announcements that have happened. It keeps them in contact, and it's not just more of like, we want you to come in and spend money. Does that make sense? We don't want them to be just another number. They're not just a barcode. They're people, and they're our family. So what I'll have a few little talking tips if you need or whatever, but it's gonna be more. And it's not just once a month, it's gonna be once a week, it's gonna be all the time. And so if you talk to them in person and you just make sure that they're aware. And so if you talk to them in person every time, maybe one time text them, or you text them all the time, try to really make a more personal effort.
So long and short of it is, this is the Fit Body difference.
Right.
This is what separates us from the rest of the clubs, and this is what people say, go back like she mentioned. I was talking to Amy Harris, and she goes, my brother was asking me why I spent all this money to go to your gym. She goes, has your gym ever called you when you're out sick? Or when they haven't seen you for a while? I mean, that's the feel they want, and that's what they tell other people about, and that's why they pay a premium price, because they feel it. They feel the love. They feel like this is their gym, and they call it, this is my gym. It's not, hey, I'm going to Orange Theory. No, I'm going to my gym, Fit Body Boot Camp, and that's what we want them to own it.
And that will create our culture, because it creates more of the fun. Like Melissa, she's like, Kelly, you need to come work out with me on Thursday because I'm going to be all by myself. And I'm thinking, there's like 25 people here. But all the people that she's used to working out with, Jessica's going out of town, and Dina has a school thing. And so it's more of that, she still wants to come and not be by herself, but at the same time, we probably need to introduce her to some more other people here in this class. It's the biggest class.
Right.
So she's not working out by herself. So it's not like the 7 o'clock where Brunella's like, Kelly, why didn't you come? And it's like, well, sorry, it's just me and Brunella, you know? So, but it was nice of her to come and say, come work out with me, because she was feeling like she needed somebody else. So even then, we need to be that person, and we need to be who they can reach out to as well.
Yep.
So I'll send out, you should have all got the email on that one. And so I will be adding people into that for you, and you'll see who's in your, who you're going to be reaching out to. And if you have, I'm trying to do it for, you're going to reach out to the people that you're teaching. We're kind of in a little bit of a schedule. Julie's all over, so she gets more everybody.
You're putting in the milestones when it's coming close.
No, I'm putting in where they are now.
Oh, okay.
I just haven't put them all in yet. I had them in a different spreadsheet, and I had a totally different idea, and I had it all done, and then I thought this was cleaner. So this is the second. I already had it all done. So this is just the second thing that I thought was cleaner and easier for you guys to use, rather than a spreadsheet. It's easier to see on your phone. The Google Sheets aren't as easy. It's hard to scroll over. It's hard to click on your phone. And we're all on our phones. And yeah, we have our computers, and you can still have the same view on your computer, or you can have the spreadsheet view on your computer. So it's just a little bit easier to use, in my opinion. So.
Yep.
We're going to use for Cottonwood.
Yes.
So
Yes.
where are you seeing if somebody says
This is being done for
something on
Wasatch.
my end? What do I see? Like if somebody says something?
Oh, you're in down. You're.
Yeah, because he's got people.
Oh, did I not put anybody? You're
Yeah.
that Kim.
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so then-
we're
so
whatever we do
this is
When you
is
write
rolled out
something
to
her,
Right
or-
here.
everyone.
So here, this right here, there's goals.
Yeah.
You're not writing things to her, you're
You're
taking
saying
notes.
I checked this. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
showing where the notes.
Yeah,
went.
there's a
Okay.
goals, so if Kim says, I wanna be here for, 4 days a week,
Okay.
you're gonna put 4 days a week in here. And then you're gonna put, there's notes, right here. You can
Okay.
make any notes. No one sees these but us, so you can put Kim's sick or having a hard time, or you can say, I need to check in on her at this time, stuff like that. We can make it, customize it. I can change it all the time and it'll go across the board.
I mean, you might want to put a field that just says their current status.
Yeah.
Because we'll have their goal and that's what they're going towards, but then have another field that's their current status that stays at the top, and that's what we're going through, and that's remember from the last conversation we had with them.
Right.
So now, so if he's got, pretend like he's got Kim on his list, if I'm like, hey Kim, how's it going, Bo? That's a check-in, even if it wasn't him. Document that.
Right.
maybe
No,
theirs or no. Oh,
that's
okay.
that's totally separate. You can
still be friends
still
with people
be
that.
friends.
And I thought before we were missing the point of just checking in with your own people.
Well, no, we want you guys to be checking in, but Dallin could still check in with Kim and say, text her and say, you did a really great
But
job
he's not
today.
documenting.
No, he doesn't have to.
Okay. Sorry.
That's just added, but we
Okay.
want to get to that point, but our retention is key, and that is what makes us different than anybody else. Retention and letting them know that we love them. So, going forward, we've always wanted, for you guys to take like 2 people from each of your classes and say, hey, you did a great job when they're out the door, like shake their hand or whatever, high five. Just letting them know, hey, I did a good job today. Like, I really did do good. So if you don't talk to them on the floor saying, that was really awesome today. I loved how you did your burpees today. Oh, you looked really great. You didn't step up your burpees. You actually did a burpee. Or, oh, you did a real, push-ups from your toes. Stuff like that in your class makes a huge difference because it makes them feel better. So, and if you don't, you're like, oh, dang it, I didn't get to talk to her before she leaves. Shoot them a quick text. Hey, I love that your burpees were amazing today. Or, I saw your arms, like, Jamie, she loves the way her arms look or something. Do you know what I'm saying? You feed off of the things that they love. So Jamie, she's like, I have muscles on my arms. So then you could text her, say, I really saw your muscles. Or even when we're doing flies, she'll, just so that they're being seen and noticed, because those are the things they're working for. So Jamie is her butt. She thinks her butt is amazing. So little things that she's doing.
Jamie was one.
She was just here this morning. Yeah.
How do you say that?
Mayfu.
Mayfu?
Something like.
Mayfu, she's got dark hair.
And
her
she
parents
came up to
come.
me, she's like, I gotta show you something. I'm like, what? She showed me pictures and she's like, look at my ass. I'm like, what's wrong with it? She goes, nothing! Okay! I'm like, I didn't see anything wrong. She's like in her mirror and I'm like, okay, there's your ass. Nice.
Yeah, she showed me the picture too, and she loves it. But like, then there's Jamie Tan, her arms are her thing, and she's like, I have muscles on my arms. I've never had that before. So it's those little milestones. So like, Galen came up to me today and Julie saying, what you guys are doing today or doing here is phenomenal. She's getting her thyroid lowered, her medication lowered. All of her cholesterols are normal. Everything is key, and she's like, and I'm loving it. She's like, 2 years ago when I started here, or she was like a year and a half ago, but Galen. But it's those little milestones and those little things that we can document in here and say, oh, and then Dallin can, it's just so we can keep track of, and for you to remember who and what you've been talking about. So,
Do you want to have people yet?
No, I haven't.
No, she's working on it because she was just going over the concept with me this morning.
I was gonna see if it actually worked, and so I gave it to Dallin today, and I didn't want to spend more time since I already did this other spreadsheet.
Right.
I already did it all. This is just cleaner on your phone, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
So
and
no
it's-
more, like, I've been sending out that
Right,
monthly
so
text to all my
If you
people.
click
No
here,
more,
you don't have
Yeah,
anybody, but
like,
if you go
hey,
into this
new
one, you
month,
can see everybody.
how are you doing?
Yeah.
And I do it
So
kind of
then you
like
can see
personally,
everything.
but
But
yours
Do
will
it
be
more personalized. Now, rather than just kind of a general. This is again, we're trying to see the individual.
Right.
It's sort of like we talked about the other day about
I mean,
when
it's
we're
for them, but still the same idea,
right, same idea. But I mean, it's like we were talking about the other day with when you're coaching someone on the floor. There's a difference between saying, "All right, guys, good job," or "Dallin, I love the way you're doing that. Dallin, you killed it," and give them a high five. That's what we're trying to take it to that level. Where
Even
it's
on your text messages, instead of just saying, I'm checking in on you, just say, if you haven't seen them, say, hey, I hope you're someplace warm. I missed you. I haven't seen you all week. not just I'm checking on you, because that's just more of like a mom. Are you okay? Okay, bye. Do you know what I'm saying? It needs
Right.
to be like really intentional and.
We've missed you at the gym. We're gonna see you
Right.
tomorrow at 6:15,
Right.
or the 6:15 class.
And if you do see them, you can still text them and just say, "Hey, I love this," or you smashed it on your workout today," or you don't even have to text as long as you're in contact with them all the time. I do feel like you should text them at least once. I think it's more personal and it's to them and not just in the room.
The other thing we want to do is we want to, because we
Or if you
again
don't
this
text, you could email
this
us.
is called accountability coaching.
Right.
How are you held accountable if you don't know what you're being held accountable to? So yesterday I sat down with Stuart, and I said, Stuart, how are things going? Oh, I'm loving it. I said, what are your goals?
Right.
He's like, well, I'm not really sure. Well, now we can have a conversation of, okay, what do you really want to do? You know, what are the measurables? Because now we can talk about, hey, Stuart, I see you've lost a few inches. You're looking good.
Right.
We can
then you
say
can have more
we
personal-
we could say, hey, you know what, you killed it this week. I saw that you dropped 10 pounds. I say someone measured you, weighed you, and you dropped 10 pounds. You're doing awesome. You're getting closer and closer to goal of getting down to 225.
Just so that it's intentional and then they know why they're here. And so we want them to feel loved and
And then if they don't have accountability, if they don't want to be accountable, some people don't.
yeah, then we
You
just
build
stop
a
doing that.
relationship with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
You just build a relationship. You don't text anymore. You talk to them here at the gym.
Yeah.
Say, "Yep, you're awesome." But a lot of times, you don't have to say I'm your accountability coach. You can if you have that, camaraderie. But you can build up to that. You can just, say, "Hey, you smashed it on your workout today." You don't have to say, "Hi, my name is Julie. I am your accountability coach. I'm here for any questions if you want." Blah 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 blah. They should know that already, but it needs to be more that we're friends and we're here to help them. So I get texts all day long, all night long of different things, people texting me, that they can't come in or they will, or I, even have people that they say they're gonna come to work out and then they'll text me and they're not. So
Yep.
those little things.
So you guys got the gist of it. Let's really work hard on this, especially with our challenges right now. I mean, the big push is on the challengers. Jesse, you don't have any challenges, so we can start focusing on this.
Yeah.
Let's again, phrase that I've recently heard that I've used all my life, but recently heard I use a lot. Let's knock it out of the park. I'll just
So you'll
Get her done.
have more.
so.
Yeah, well, I see more people
Yes.
on
Yeah.
board.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to get, like Down will get some of the people that he's working, you'll get the people that are only in the mornings, so that you're not reaching out to people you don't see ever.
Right. We want you to have at least some
Yeah.
sort of relationship
And
with
they
these
have
people.
to know, they're like, "Who's this Jessie person who's texting me? I don't even know who this is."
Right.
She only teaches one Friday a month, and that's the only time they see her.
Right. Right.
So, that's where I'm trying to filter those.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
and yours are all over.
But
It's fine.
it's a different. She operates on a different premise because of the nutrition coaching. All right. So let's move to the next topic where I really want to focus this month and get this really dialed in, so that we're all doing it the same way as a demonstration.
All right, so with the demonstration, obviously we're going to dial it down to a system. All coaches will be doing the exact same thing. I sent out an email that you guys should have got with the key points. Within these key points, we're focusing on 4 main things, and that's what we're going to talk about today as far as the demo and the warm-up goes. The first thing that we're doing in the warm-up is explaining the intention of the workout, the format of the workout, and the flow of the workout. Example, we are doing full body today. We're working the lower body, upper body. We're getting that heart rate pumping, working all the muscle groups. We are doing tornado format. And then, and the way it works is we have 8 stations around the room. We're going to go from one exercise right into the next, 30 seconds on, 10 seconds rest. After a full round, you get 20 seconds rest. Explain in full detail the intention, the flow of the workout, and the format, right? So that's number 1. Number 2.
To help with that, we've got the board over there on the wall.
Right.
So you can. Morning person to update that.
Yes.
So you can always have people, if they're here early, say, hey, you can take a look at the board, kind of like decode it, try to decrypt what we're going to do today, make it fun for them. Number 2, the biggest thing we're doing is explaining the muscle groups being used when we demonstrate the exercises. Now, yes, as us being fitness professionals and coaches, you hear bicep curl, and to us that's obvious, right? But some people seriously don't know. They don't know the difference between quadricep or a hamstring sometimes. So we're explaining the movement, like here, bicep curl to overhead press. We are working the bicep, the front of the arm. I point to it. And then we are doing our shoulders, the top of our shoulders by doing overhead press. Explain it, it makes it look more professional rather than, okay, we're just going to do this, right? We're doing a bicep curl to overhead press. That's that.
Well, and we never say we're going to do this. I mean, he was just taken to the extreme, but it helps. And for me, not being a fitness professional, it helps me to know what I'm telling people what muscles are supposed to work. But at the same token, for me to understand what muscles are being worked, it's important to, hey, I always point to that because as I'm doing the thing, I'm like, I want to make sure I feel it in my hamstrings or in my calves or wherever I'm doing it. And that's what will help the people know that they're doing it right.
Yeah, and then there's going to be people that obviously are paying attention, they don't retain it, but it does make us look more professional. It looks like we know what we're doing a little bit more, just that little bit more. Number 3 is, I think we all did a great job on this, is showing the proper form of the movement. We articulate it well, we show how to do it properly, and that's number 3. Number 4, the final one, is being able to show progression and regression of the movement when it applies. There's certain movements, certain exercises where that doesn't apply necessarily, but at least always try to show regression and progression. You might be here and show like the regression first and progression after that, and then you might go to the next exercise and you might switch that around, and that's okay as long as we get both of those as a demonstration showing modifications as needed, either for progression or regression. So those are the big 4 that we should always be focusing on, day in, day out, every time that we are coaching those sessions. So yeah.
So let's go through it. Let's have each one demonstrate one of these exercises and go through and do some practice.
Okay. All right, down. Let's get you up first, my man.
Yay!
Let's have you rear delt fly.
Okay, I've done this
So-
5 times before.
He even demonstrated for me.
All right, good morning, everybody. Coach Down here. Welcome in. Thanks for being here at our 10:45 class. That was nice. We are Tuesday this week. This week is our tornado week. That means we're going around the room, one direction the whole time. We are not switching anything like that. We have 4 times around the room today at 6 stations. You're going to be working for 45 seconds with a 10-second transition. That 10-second is quick, so you got to get from station to station. All right, it is an upper body Metcon today, so it's going to be pretty heavy weights, but not the heaviest, and we're doing a nice fast pace. We want to get that heart rate up, but we want to make sure we're focusing on good form and good power as well. All right, we're going to start demonstrating over here at the rear delt fly. So you guys are going to come, bend those knees, hinge at the hips, get nice and forward. We want to get that chest low. And we're working on that rear delt, which is this back part of our shoulder right here. We're trying not to work the rhomboid, so I'm going to show you how to do that. You're going to bring those arms nice and straight, back and up, not squeezing those shoulder blades, really lifting, keeping that chest open, and bringing those arms back. If you guys need to, you can kind of stand up just a little bit more and really focus on bringing those arms backward, and then choosing the weight that's going to be applicable for you.
Good.
I think that was it. I don't know.
How do you do?
Right. Yep. Articulate well. You showed regression. There's not much you can do with regression for that.
More weight.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there you go. And then you split, you point it, slap the back of the shoulders.
The only other thing we could do on that is the common mistake of people turn it into a
Yeah.
fly.
That's what they're doing this morning. Like how
Yeah, it's just
hard
like
I
trying to
like,
avoid
okay,
squeezing
Yeah.
the shoulder blades
Yeah.
together.
or even bend over a little bit more, because it
Yeah.
seemed like they were still like squeezing.
And I think as soon as we get too much weight, what do?
Exactly.
We revert to that.
Yeah.
And so we need to make sure to let them know.
People think if you tell them to drop set, they're like, you know, like, what, you think I can't do it? No, but to do
I
it,
want you to push yourself so hard that you have to
Yeah.
do lighter weight
Yeah.
to finish the rep.
Well, it was like Talia came to me and she said, Devin stole my weight. Said he gave me something heavier.
Because I had this
Devin
weight
did
set
or
out.
Dallin?
Yeah.
Dallin.
Oh.
See,
oh, Derek.
You take the L's and you put them
Oh,
together.
that's sad.
He knew who I was talking
I
about.
know.
So
He's got
I
a
had my
Devin.
weight set out like we have them like this, and she walked over to the rack and picked up a lighter weight, and I came back around. I was like, "Where did this come from?" So I put it
Oh,
back,
yeah.
and then I
Same
saw
thing.
someone pick it, and I was like, "Talia, give me that!" And I'm like, "Come on, we put
I
them out
do the
for a
same thing
reason."
with those ladies.
I'm
They
like-
just go.
There was a
touching.
reason for the method behind the madness.
But I mean, again, that's what coaches do. And did you do? Hey, put that stinking thing back. No.
Do you have a doctor's note?
Yeah.
You had fun with it, and they laughed. And she was laughing when she told me that you stole the weight from her.
I have heard from many people in the last 2 weeks that we have really great coaches and that they are very happy.
Oh,
Good.
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 All right, who's up
Old
next?
people and new people.
Jesse?
Jesse, do the next exercise, the burpee, whatever. Burpee row.
Okay. Somebody else played along.
What's that? What? I don't get
Kelly, you're up.
What am I doing?
Okay, good morning, everybody. I'm Coach Jessie. Today we are doing upper body exercises. We've got 6 stations. We're going around 4 times, same direction. We've got 45 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Today we have our dumbbell burpee row. So you're gonna be grabbing grabbing those dumbbells. So we're gonna be doing a burpee first. So work as a full body, little extra on the arms. We're doing a burpee, jumping it up, going down, grabbing those weights, jumping it out, and rowing it up, okay? Going into that high plank, keeping those shoulders stacked above those arms, adding that row. Jump it back up into that burpee. If you need to, you're not jumping, you're just squatting down, grabbing those weights, stepping it out, and rowing it up. Okay?
All right, what'd she do well?
She showed the regression.
Mhm.
She said it's a full body movement. Explain the muscles being used. And
Oh,
she
you
said-
can point.
You're
No,
okay.
I
Okay.
struggle with pointing too.
You did a great job saying the correct form. Shoulders over the wrists.
Yeah, there was a lot of energy behind what she said too, which kind of
Yeah.
gets people focused instead of just meandering through it.
What's one thing she can improve upon?
So, I mean, this was for the recording purpose. So, if most people are out this way, I try to make sure I face that way, not shoot my
Face the
butt.
crowd.
Show yeah, just that way when I come up, I make eye contact and it's very clear.
Yeah,
Direct
it's like you see
message.
people with that like.
I always
look.
think I don't want them to see my butt. That gets me facing the right way.
I do the
So,
opposite.
Julie, you're not Jamie.
I was gonna say Jesse wanted them to see her.
She's, I've been working on this thing.
Are we ready? Let's go.
How's my ass look? Oh, wait,
And
we're
then-
doing the burpee.
And then as we stick with these consistent formats that we have, tornado, hurricane, I would just mention that. Like this week we are doing tornado.
Oh, did I
That way when you do it day in and day out, as the more they come here, they know what's coming up the next week. If we say that's what's next week, tornado format, next week's hurricane, so you're like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And then mention the Metcon effect, what the goal is there.
Yes.
Mention that, because that kind of gives people an overview of, okay, this is how I should be feeling in a couple minutes.
Yeah. So we're doing metabolic condition, we're using weights. It's not strength focused, but we want it heavy where we can get the heart rate up as well.
So again, we're educating. We're taking them to that next level. But I thought you did a good job.
I found that my struggle with this is consistency. Like I'm spot on one time, and the next time I'm like, oh, I totally just didn't do that. And so it's being patient. I'm an impatient person. Like I want to get it started. So I'm being patient enough for myself to go through the motions each time because it gets so repetitive to us. You know what I mean?
Well, and the changes between, like you saw for me, I didn't have a progression. So
Yeah.
it's like you go to the next one and there is a progression, but it's like I didn't do it last time.
Yeah.
You forget to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you on these jacks. I'm like, I know I need to tell them to stack their shoulders, and then I'm just like, I don't know what else to do from that like regression, step it out. I'm like, but the muscles used like hold your core tight, but I know it's working shoulders as well, but I just don't think about it because
Right.
I'm just like, you're transitioning different things.
So as professionals, what should we be doing then?
Then to me, I follow up at each station. I follow up, and so if I know I missed something on station and that individual's going to need it, I beeline to them and be like, okay, this is what you need to do for this.
The other thing is, again, until we get it down, until it becomes automatic, we have to practice and practice and practice. I like what Jesse and I were talking the other day, and she will write the workouts out. She'll write the things that she needs to say. Because until it's automatic,
Yeah,
That's
but
what
goes
it's-
against being extemporaneous, though. I mean, if we practice so much that we aren't going off of our knowledge, it's not what I mean. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say.
Because regurgitation.
It's just regurgitation versus application and learning. So there's a fine line.
I actually disagree with that, and this is why I disagree with that. When I know something so well, so one of my favorite books that I've listened to 3 or 4 times now. It's called Relentless. It's written by Tim S. Grover, He was a trainer for Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, Dwayne Wade. You know, he's been trained a lot of these guys. And one of the things that he said about Michael Jordan and Kobe, he said they were relentless about practicing the
Right.
basics. He said the reason they were so good is because they didn't have to think about the basics in the game, because it was muscle memory. They had done it so much. I agree we have to have that knowledge, but if we don't even have to think about one thing, that knowledge kicks into play and we're not worried about, okay, how am I going to describe this? No, that's already been practiced. It's down. Now I can add, now I should add. You're absolutely right, but we're building an organization that's going to continually have new people coming and filtering through the system as we grow and add more gyms. We've got to have people going through that, and it's got to be something that we teach them, that they need to practice it and practice it and practice it, so they don't have to think about it when they get there.
I think everybody has a different way of practicing. I'll just put it that way.
I agree.
You're not going to find me at home memorizing how to do the demo, like for a word, but you'll find me hitting bullet points to make sure I hit
It's
with
not
the terms I
necessarily
say.
memorizing, it's me writing it down
Yeah.
so that I know what we're doing. You know how many things we're throwing at each other that are some completely opposite? Or even, like for instance today, you know how many different things you can do? There's no videos, there's no nothing. I'm like, I need to know exactly what it is that I want to come across, because it's so broad sometimes.
Right.
You're like, okay, well this is a guessing game today, so what am I gonna say? Yeah. I prepare myself. Yes. Yeah, and so I prepare myself the day before, you know, and that's why even like yesterday, I'm like, okay, it's not, there's the workout's not done, I'm on tomorrow, and that's how my brain works. I'm like, it's not there. What am I doing? I want to know that's how I learn. You
Right.
know?
That's how you learn.
Yeah.
Julie, you've got the way you learn.
Right.
Yeah.
Dallin, you've got the way you learn.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, that repetition, so it doesn't even have to be think
Absolutely.
about it when it happens. It's not, I'm thinking about, okay, how do I describe this? If it's automatic, I can look around and see what other people are doing. I can say, okay, I'm going to need to make a beeline over to,
Yeah.
to her. I know I'm going to, because it becomes just automatic in what I do.
Right.
With me, when I was a sales manager, we had certain things that we were trying to get people to say over and over again, and it became more natural as I practice it more. I mean, I know I've used this phrase with you, but one of our first questions that we had people were supposed to ask, because there's specific reasons behind asking it, was how long you've been thinking about remodeling your bathroom. When I first started doing it, I'm like, oh, this sounds so rote. But once I knew it so well that I didn't have to think about it, I was like, how long have you been thinking about remodeling your bathroom? And people wouldn't think, oh, that's a rote statement. Or one of my responses was, oh, really? What makes you say that? Well, when I first started saying it, because I hadn't practiced and I always had to think about it, I was like, oh, really? What makes you say that? And it sounded rude. But then I got to the point, because I'd practiced it so much, it was, oh, really? What makes you say that? And it wasn't offensive. It was just, they didn't recognize that as a rote statement. But to me it was, but I knew it so well that I didn't have to think about it. It just came out of my mouth and I could say it in the way that I wanted to say it.
Eric, can I ask you a question, just so that in my head I'm like, oh, okay, this is whether it be Fit Body or because you're, you know, doing the whole coaching thing. On our progression and regression, why are we, just out of curiosity, because if I know, like if I have a hurt wrist, I'm gonna say, hey, you know, I can't do these, can you give me a different option? Because I notice a lot, if you give them a regression, that is what they're doing. They're not pushing themselves. What's the idea of giving them both right away? You know, like if you've ever, because we talk, or if you've ever gotten a workout at Orange Theory, it's always, if you need a different option, let me know. Why are we giving the easy way out? This is just my thinking, my thoughts in my head. I'm like, why are we giving the easy way out? Why am I always saying, well, if you want to make it easier, do this? So what's the whole? I just want to know so that I'm educated on why we're doing it that way.
One, if you have people coming in here and you didn't talk to them before and you don't know the limitations or the injuries or the limitations,
Okay.
or they're too
okay.
proud. And then if you do see that on the floor when you're a coach that you can bump it up, that's when it says, okay, let's try it. Let's try it this way. Let's try the
Okay.
progression. See if you can do it. You're rocking it. Good job. Let's keep trying it this way. And if you have to go back to regression, let's go back.
Okay.
That's the main reason, really, just
Okay.
because you might just not know if somebody has some kind of limitation. And
The worst thing that could happen is they don't tell you you don't know it, and they get hurt because
And
you
then
didn't give
you're-
them another
okay.
option. So that's always my thing. Is I'm like, if I see it, it's like the last thing I want to do is, you know, we had the 3 new ladies come in last night, night,
Mhm.
and it was like 2 knee replacements, and the one lady had like sesamoiditis, and it was like, we had a lunch station, and I'm just like, okay, like immediately I'm like, okay, I gotta be there when they get there to make sure that I'm modifying for them, because otherwise, you know, sesamoiditis, her kneecap's gonna slip out of place, she's gonna be hollering and screaming,
Right.
people are gonna be freaking out. So it's like, you gotta be,
You went the extreme there, didn't you?
well, I'm just like, that's the possibility,
Right.
things like that. So, but had I not known, and I was just like, hey, come on, push yourself, and something did happen,
Right.
then it could be potentially dangerous. So I understand that point of thinking too, because you want to make sure that they're pushing
Yeah, they're
themselves.
pushing themselves.
But I think that's a good point too, is if
Sometimes
you
I
see it.
feel like, because a lot of times if they do have an injury, right away they're coming up to you. Like the
Yeah,
lady today,
yes,
she's like,
most
hey,
people do.
oh yeah, right away, like this is wrong, blah, blah, oh, okay, cool. You know, sometimes I feel like there's a lot of these people that, man, you know darn well you can push them, but because there was that easier option, that's what they're going to do, no matter how hard. Okay, next round I want you to grab heavier weights. Nope.
But also,
Steal them.
Jesse-
Battle on you. Gallon's taking my weights.
but Jesse, also take into mind, people come here not because they want to sweat a little bit. They come here because they want to work hard. Now, yes, there are going to be those few, but for the most part, they want a challenge and they're going to push themselves. I mean, at Cottonwood, she's a snowbird right now, but her name's Mary. She's 67 years old.
I think I met Mary.
Yeah, you probably met her. You know she.
Come at 9.
Yeah.
You met her.
Yeah, but I mean, she grunts, but
Yeah.
she is out there working her tail off. And if you give her regression, she's only going to use it if she absolutely has to. When I was working out there yesterday morning, one of the things was we were doing push-ups. 2 of the ladies that were on my same station, they started out on toes, but as each progressive round, they went from toes to knees, and the last one they did walls. But they were doing the hard ones. They were trying the hard ones until they had to have something that they fell back onto. And so that's part of why we want to do that. And if someone is going to automatically go to a lesser one, then they're not here for the right reasons. We want them here for the right
That's
reasons.
just where they are in their journey.
It could be where they are in their
I guess
journey.
I have to remember that that's where they are
And their
because
journey,
sometimes
because
I'm like,
some
I know
people,
darn well you
they
can
just
pick up the
Get up
easier.
and walk in the door, and that's all they want
Yeah.
to do.
Well, and I was watching Louise yesterday, and she and who was she working out
Oh
with?
my gosh, I know.
But they were kicking. This is how they were doing it. This is how they were doing the toe taps. And I'm like, come on, ladies, you can
Right,
do
you
more
can
than that.
step it up a
But
little
she
bit.
did it. She did it every time, and I'm like, that's what she wants to get out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, even after going over and being like, come on, pick it up.
And I would go over there and I say, okay, come on, let's go.
I was gonna say it was I keep wanting to call her Kristen, but it was Kelly. It was Kelly.
Kelly Olson.
Which I was like, come on, Kelly.
She's one of the new ones. She's actually friends. Who's her friend?
She didn't work out with Louise yesterday.
No, she didn't work out with Louise. This was early in the morning.
That's why I'm like, Kelly and Louise?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
Sorry,
Julie?
for answering that.
Yeah. And I would also say another thing is a lot of the people I know how athletic some of the people are, but there's also beginners. And the
Right.
mind-muscle connection, they want to go to that harder progression, but it's just like a brain fart, like
Okay.
I don't know how to do that movement, so maybe I should take it, like get used to the movement, and then go from there. So that's okay.
So one last thing before Julie does this, and I thought this was really good. I was talking to Cody last night, and he says there's a progression that we go through. The first step is move better. We teach them correct form. We teach them how to do things. Once we teach them to move better, then they start to feel better, and then they perform better. So we have people all along those at each level stage in their progression. Some people were just starting to get that move better, so they'll feel better, and then they'll finally perform better. And that's what the progressions and regressions do for us.
I'll just do this one since it's close.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the 11 o'clock class. We are going to be doing a Metcon today. Upper body Metcon, okay? So you are going to be going around in a tornado style. So that's going around once. We're going around once. Sorry. We're doing 6. We got 6 for tornado, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right
There
here.
we go.
You can do up to 8, but yes.
Yeah, so we're doing 6 exercises today, staying for 30 seconds in each one and then rotating through, going around 4 times. Okay, so first exercise, we are gonna be doing a Madison bicep curl with a overhead raise, okay? First thing here, I want your shoulders down and back. Bring this right here, I want you squeezing the outside of the ball. Keeping those elbows in nice and tight. Squeeze, okay, really working the bicep right here. Really want you to push the outside of that ball to create that pressure. Then you're keeping your core tight and going up above the head, working the front of our shoulders. Okay, so here's the movement in its entirety. Down, squeeze, come up here. Okay, keeping that body nice and straight, core tight, feeling that all through. Now, so you notice if you're pulling heavy weight, you may start going back. That's when you want to go down and wait.